Virgo, this is Alex, and I'm here to bring you your weekly love reading. Hope you guys are doing okay. I am here every Thursday night between 7 and 9 p.m. Eastern to provide you guys with the $5 live Q&A. So if you are subscribed to the channel, anytime I go live, you should receive a notification. And if you're not interested in a full-blown reading, then stop by on Thursday nights to get maybe 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 questions answered. All right, guys, let's see what God, angels, and universe has in store for you. The igniting of passion, but it's causing drama. Look at this. It is causing drama. Angels are saying you're not sure how to read the signs. That's why it's causing drama, because it's almost like you're second guessing yourself. Your what do you call that? Your confidence has taken a shot, Virgo. So it's almost like now anything that comes in, you push back on, or you push back, you push it away, you intentionally delay it until you feel like you're sure, or you feel like it's the right thing. But what's crazy is that the passion only grows, right? So it comes in as an ace, but then it turns into, oh, y'all are trying to watch for the signs. That's what it is. That makes sense. It's almost like it's coming in, it's hot and fiery and passionate, right? And you're like, whoa, you coming in too hot, okay? You're like, give me a minute. Let me try to figure some things out first. But your thing is like now. What I'm also getting to for you, Virgo, as well, is something inside of you starts to push you and urge you. And by the way, Virgo, this is actually what gets you in trouble in love 100% of the time. Right? Because it's almost like you jumped the gun. You know, you guys are an earth sign, but you're ruled by Mercury, which is a fire sign, right? Because Aries, Leo, Sagittarius are the fire signs, but Mercury is a fiery planet because it sits right in front of the sun, right? So it's almost like this dual nature about you, where it's like, okay, I'm gonna wait, but then something kicks on inside of you, and you're like, okay, no, I must have it now. Right? Look at the double aces. That makes sense to me, because it's almost like what you think you should do and what you actually do. Makes sense to me. God and angels are reading today. Good job, guys. So you try to play it smart. There you are represented in the earth signs, but it's almost like, here you go as earth again. But you try to play it smart, right? You try to do what you're supposed to do. Try to do your due diligence, learn your person before jumping a gun, right? But again, what you do and what you think is like night and day, right? You got the 2 aces here. So it's almost like I can hear some of you actually praying like, dear God, please bless me with a clear mind, clear heart, and clear path on what I need to do about this particular situation or any new situation going forward, right? It's almost like God control my steps, okay? And, you know, it's almost like you kind of struggle with being able to find somebody who's dependable and find somebody who's loyal and, say, for instance, who's going to stick around as well. And the struggle for me as a reader is not really with this particular person, but it has everything to do with what goes on inside of you, Virgo, right? The struggle is really internal more than external, right? Because again, like I just said to you, what you start out thinking and what you actually do is like night and day. So you start out thinking that you want the King of Pentacles, right? There's your earth sign. That's you. That's your compatibility. But you start to kind of go with the flow, and then all of a sudden everything just basically hits the fan all at once, and then you connect with the King of Wands, right? You started wanting the King of Pentacles, but then, Could be your impatience, could be your anxiety, could be anticipation, excitement, whatever it is. It kind of gets the best of you, and then you go rushing in head first into a love affair and a situation, whereas, you know, you have not really spent a lot of time learning about this person or growing with this person, right? Something happened inside of your big old head that basically says, okay, I'm just going to do it, okay? And literally, I was going to say something else, but Angels was like, I'm just going to do it. Like, fuck it. I just, look, if this is not it, then I'll just get out of it, and then I'll just kind of move on. But then that part of it where it's like, okay, if this is not for me, I'm just going to get out of it and move on. That's the part that beats you in your butt all the time. Because it's not as simple as getting in and getting out, right? You stay sometimes, Virgo, longer than you're supposed to, right? You stay longer than you're supposed to. And then look at, I didn't even get to these because I see these. 7 of Swords with the 4 of Cups. There's that, let me just, fuck it, let me just go. Let me just do it. Let me just see, right? When in actuality, it's like, wait a minute. No, those guards should be up for a reason, right? You done made it this far, right? You done made it this far, but angels are saying for a lot of them, they think that they overvalue this person and they think that this is somebody who is worth losing. Did I say that right? Yeah, they are saying that this is somebody who's worth losing, as in you make this person an Ace of Pentacles and make them out to be more than they are, which turns up the anxiety, which turns up the anticipation. And you're like, oh no, I can't let go. I got to work this out. I got to do my part. I got to do that. Right? So it's almost like you overdo it with this person who you haven't even figured out if they are worth losing. Right? Because again, you know, looking at these 2 cards here and then going back here, this is the fuck it. Let me just do it. Right? The Fool is, that's why he's number 0. He's at the very beginning of his journey. The 8 of Wands, the 0 and the number 8, right? The 8 of Wands is close to the end of its journey, right? In the tarot, you have the major arcana and the minor arcana, right? The minor arcana is almost like playing cards. There's 1 through 10, right? And then there are the court cards, right? The page, the knight, the queen, and the king. But the 10, realistically, is the end of the journey for the kind of quote-unquote commoner, okay? So when you think about the 8, again, you're closer to 10 than you are to 1. So at the 0 mark, the very beginning of the relationship, you're like, okay, yeah, go with the flow, la, la, la. And then, like I said, something happens that kicks you into high gear, and then all of a sudden you done jump the gun, and in your mind, in your head, you know, also in your relationship, you're close to the end. Now, Virgo, by the way, that's the message for this reading, right? Every last new relationship that you start, you're close to the end before it actually gets started, okay? So dial it back, slow it down. But angels are saying, well, Alex, they are trying to go slow. Well, I would agree with that, and I can absolutely believe that. Let me alter the message. Go slower longer, right? Go slower longer, because you guys may go slow for like the first 3 days. And then like the last whatever of the relationship, you're like doing 100 in a 55, right? So go slower longer, Virgo. This is the 9 of Wands, right? The 9 of Wands is like, dude, I'm almost at my breaking point. I don't know how much longer I could do this. I don't know how much longer I can keep this up. Well, when you meet somebody who is valuable, like who's worth it, honey, this 9 of Wands can turn into 99 Wands. Okay? So you should have the patience for somebody who's worth it. And for you, Virgo, maybe that's the other key too, right? Maybe that person, your person, you may not feel like you have to rush. You may just completely, quote unquote, fall back and just go with the flow. Maybe all of the quote unquote wrong ones that you're meeting are making you feel like you want to rush. Something is happening energetically that is triggering you, that's making you feel like you have to rush. Okay? And again, you rush in and you rush right back out. Well, maybe, again, that's an indication that, number one, it's an indication of who you're dealing with, who your person is. But then also at the same time, you should also pay attention to yourself, because it's also giving you a big old fat heads up that, dude, this is not your person. Anyway, I'm just a reader. I don't know. If you want to book a private reading, information, my contact information is in the description. If this resonated with you, please go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. Love you guys. Bye.